Are we connected? It seems that perhaps we are. Good morning. Welcome to another One Mind meditation. Our teacher this week is Hafiz. And meditation we'll do today is called The Masks We Wear. Having a look at the masks that we wear and the reason for wearing these masks. For that reason, these two quotes I'll share with you this morning speak about almost our need to wear masks. It speaks about our need for acceptance, our need to be accepted, our very human need to be loved. And this is, of course, one of the reasons why we wear masks. When we come up against someone whose words or behavior show us that we need to somehow be different, then it is the most human thing in the world to put on a mask to make myself acceptable, to make myself seem acceptable. Hey, Sunmari, good morning, and Maggie, a very good morning. So that is the one thought, our very human need for love. And the other thought is kind of all of our coping mechanisms. Things we do, like wearing a mask, that make us feel for a moment that we can cope, feel for a moment that we can survive. And but these coping mechanisms, number one, shouldn't be judged. It's just a way of trying to stay alive. But number two, they never really make us whole. They never really fulfill us. They're a band-aid on a gushing wound. So yeah, let's hear Hafiz's thoughts on these two things. And one of his thoughts, hey Khadlis, good morning, it's good to see you, man. One of these thoughts comes with a trigger warning, because it might trigger your funny bone. So let's see what Hafiz has for us. He says, admit something. Everyone you see, you say to them, love me. Admit something, everyone you see, you say to them, love me. Of course, you don't do this out loud, otherwise someone would call the cops, he says. Still though, think about this great pull in us to connect. We all have that, of course. We all have this great pull to connect, to want to be loved. And even if it's not with words, our actions and our heart cry out for, please accept me, please love me. It's just a very human thing to do. And he says about that, why not become the one who lives with a full moon in each eye that is always saying, with that sweet moon language, what every other eye in this world is dying to hear. He reminds us that, remember, everyone around you has that same pull, that same yearn to want to be loved, to want to hear that they are accepted. Why not realize that and speak that way? Remember, just as much as you have this need to be loved, everyone around you does as well. So I'm sharing this one because that is where our instinct for wearing a mask comes from. When we are shown we're not acceptable, we have a human instinct that wants to try and make ourselves acceptable. Maybe not in all relationships, but in some at least. Right, and the last thought before we get started speaks a little bit about our coping mechanisms as well. It says, learn to recognize the counterfeit coins that may buy you just a moment of pleasure, but then drag you for days like a broken man behind a farting camel. And so it is with many of our coping mechanisms. A counterfeit coin that may buy you just a moment of pleasure. But this coping mechanism, this moment of pleasure, then drags you for days like a broken man behind a farting camel. Deep wisdom from Hafiz this morning. If you're ready, hey Pat, good morning. I don't know if I said good morning to you yet. I see you there now. Yeah, Facebook's not showing me much again this morning. I'm only seeing actual comments, nothing else. If you're ready, our meditation today is the masks we wear. Let's take a look at them. Let's remind ourselves of what those masks are and the work that it takes to gently, slowly get rid of them. You can close your eyes and let's float away, starting with the first few big breaths. Let's take a deep breath in. And out. A deep breath in. And out. A deep inhale. And let it go. Deep breath in. And out. One more big breath in. And let it all flow away. You can continue the same breathing pattern on your own time. Every slow inhale through your nose gets drawn all the way deep down into your belly. And as you fill your belly with air, raise yourself up. Stretch out your spine, lift the top of your head toward the ceiling. And once you've reached your full height, let all of it go. As you breathe out, soften. As you exhale, soften your spine, slump down your shoulders, and even drop your head. Only job right now is to lead your body to softness. And with every exhale, to try and be softer than the one before. Make your exhale slow and as long as you can. It is as if your heart and your brain are listening to your lungs. And your slow exhale makes your heart beat slower too. Your brain looks at this slow breathing and it thinks, if we're breathing this slow, there can't be any danger, can there? So I can calm down. I can relax too. And even your brain waves come down lower. And if you're filling up the balloon inside of your belly with every slow inhale, that kind of belly breathing, or really breathing with your diaphragm, your diaphragm has a trigger in it. It's your vagus nerve. Your vagus nerve runs right through your diaphragm. When you breathe into your belly and you give your diaphragm a workout, that is one of the biggest triggers for your calm nervous system. It activates your parasympathetic nervous system. It really is all in your breath. It really is all in your breath. We'll take the last few big breaths of this phase together, helping our bodies stretch, adjust, and settle down. Let's take a deep breath in. As you release, drop your head all the way forward. Roll out your neck muscles. Big half circles to the left and to the right. Take a deep breath in. As you release, roll your shoulders forward. Take a deep breath in. As you release, roll your shoulders backwards. Take a deep breath in. As you release, focus on your spine. Lean your upper body over to the left. Lean your upper body over to the right. Can you curve your spine into the shape of a banana? Gently leaning into back muscles. Feel where the edges are. Very gently lean into those edges. One more big breath in. And as you release, you can stretch, move, or adjust any part of your body that still needs a bit of help settling down. this beautiful space of presence, we can turn inwards and dive deep inside for the next part of our journey. With every next inhale, we'll hold our breath for a few short moments, followed by a long and slow exhale. Let's take a deep breath in. And hold. As you release, make it a really long, really slow exhale. Take a deep breath in. And hold. As you release, feel into your body. Feel the muscles in your body. Feel them soften. And pay attention to those muscles that still need a bit of softening. Take a deep breath in. And hold. And as you release, follow the downwards flow. Feel your shoulders slowly falling. Feel your body slowly softening. Feel how you are slowly slipping deeper into you. One more big breath in. And hold. And as you release, feel yourself melting. Feel your whole body dissolving. Feel how you are slipping into a deeper level of surrender with every slow exhale. You can continue the same breathing pattern on your own time. Every slow inhale through your nose is an invitation that says, "Follow me for a journey within." As you breathe in, feel the air flow in through your nostrils. Feel the air touch the back of your throat. Stay with your breath as it flows in through your lungs. As you fill up the balloon inside your belly, feel yourself slip all the way in. Hold your breath only for as long as it feels easy, followed by a long, slow exhale. With your next big breath, as you dive deep into you, welcome yourself home. Welcome yourself home to you. Take your next big breath. going all the way back for the start of our journey of masks. To when you were really little, and the biggest influence in your life were the people who raised you, your parents or perhaps other caregivers. Could you perhaps remember any instance of a parent or another caregiver making you understand that the way you are is not acceptable, the way you're showing up is unacceptable, and that you would have to be different in order to be accepted? Take your next big breath. You can gently remove this mask that your parents made you wear. Gently remove it and place it on the floor next to you. Our young selves tend to have other adults in their life as well. Could be uncles and aunts. Could be the neighbors, could be grandmother, grandfather. You remember an example of these adults in your very young life, and how there was a point or an example where you felt very clearly that as you are is not acceptable, and that you would have to be different in order to be acceptable. Take your next big breath. You can gently remove this mask that the grown-ups in your young life made you wear. And gently place it on the floor next to you. Very often in our young lives, we're surrounded by other kids, brothers, sisters, cousins. And these also play a role. Can you remember an example of clearly understanding that this person finds you unacceptable, and you'd have to be different in order to be acceptable? Take your next big breath. You can gently remove that mask and place it on the floor next to you. Another big influence was school teachers and sports coaches. Can you remember an example where a teacher made you understand that who you are and how you are unacceptable, and you would have to somehow be different in order to be acceptable? Take your next big breath. You can gently remove this mask that teachers made you wear. Place it gently on the floor next to you. And then take a look at the peers you had at school. Friends and relationships at school. Can you remember an instance where someone made it clear you are not acceptable as you are and you'd have to change, somehow show up different in order to be acceptable? Take your next big breath. You can gently remove that mask too. The mask that your school friends made you wear, and gently place it on the floor next to you. And then let's have one last look at your adult relationships. Your adult friends, colleagues, and romantic relationships. Can you think of an example where someone made you feel very clearly that how you are is not acceptable, and you would somehow have to be different in order to be accepted? Take your next big breath. can gently remove that mask that your adult relationships caused you to wear. Place it on the floor next to you. Take a look at all of these masks you've taken off. I will take the last few big breaths of this phase, slipping out of the breath holding space and into the next. Let's take a deep breath in and hold. As you release, make it a really long, really slow exhale. Take a deep breath in and hold. As you release, invite softness into every corner of your body, every nook and every cranny. Soften. One more big breath in. And hold. And as you release, feel yourself slip all the way through. There is no more attention on your breathing. You can sit all the way back or lie all the way back down and feel yourself just floating. This journey of the masks we wear, it is not meant to be a judgment of the humans that made us feel less than, the humans that made us feel inadequate. For the most part, they likely never knew what they caused. And they were experiencing their own version of not feeling good enough. It is also not meant as a way for you to judge and criticize yourself for being so weak that you would wear a mask to make someone else happy. This is a basic human need, that we have to be accepted by our tribe, and if we are not accepted by our tribe, we are in danger. It's a very normal response for the scared human in you. It's an exercise of becoming the observer, being the witness to your scared parts, and simply understanding. Understanding why I always feel as though I'm not allowed to be myself. I always feel as though I have to pretend to be something, someone else. Can you just see that and understand why? Why we have the instinct, the impulse to wear a mask in order to be accepted. It be awesome to stand up from this meditation and never have the need to wear a mask again. But that is mostly not how it works. Can you look at your own scared parts and understand that some of them might still need to wear a mask in order to feel like he or she can cope? Can you understand that it might take a little longer before you are completely free of wearing masks ever again? But most importantly, can you understand that where you are now, who you are being now, is the one who sees this? The one who sees how your scared parts feel the need to wear a mask. There are many quotes that say something like, "Who you are looking for is the one who sees." Practice being the observer. Practice being the witness to you. Being the witness to your scared parts. The more you practice being this, the less need you'll have for any kind of coping mechanism. Because this is your soul. You don't have to fix any of the other parts. You simply have to practice being more of your soul. We have the last 5 breaths of gratitude to do together. With every exhale, I'll say my thank you and I invite you to say yours. Let's take a deep breath in. Thank you for this journey. Take a deep breath in. Thank you for clearly seeing masks without judging myself for wearing them. Take a deep breath in. Thank you for learning not to judge the people who made me feel inadequate. Take a deep breath in. Thank you for learning to see through the eyes of my soul. And understanding that the more I come to this place and see through these eyes, the more this is who I'm practicing being. One more big breath in. Thank you, beautiful people. Hey, Tendo, good morning, dude. Hope you actually got to sit down and meditate with us. It's good to see you. Nella, good morning. Estelle, good morning. Wishing you all a beautiful day. We don't need to make quick changes. We don't need to force ourselves to never wear a mask again. We simply need to learn that we can practice being the best part of ourselves, our soul. And when we're in that space, it's easy to let the scared parts even have their coping mechanisms when they need them. It's like having a very small child that still needs that pacifier. It doesn't help ripping it away when they're too small. With our small childlike parts, it's very similar. It doesn't always help to rip these things away, but it helps to become the parent, to become the adult in the room that can put these scared little kids to bed gently, make them feel safe, hold them in a safe space, and then slowly put them to bed and say, right, I'm the adult. I'll go upstairs and I'll do the adult work. Or when you need me, when you're afraid, just call and I'll come downstairs and I'll listen to you again. Lots of love to you all. Thank you, Estelle. Thank you, somebody. Thank you, Maggie. Have an awesome day. See you soon. Ciao, ciao.